What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, and I guess now also the man with the PlayStation. As you can see, I bought a PS4 thanks to a generous donation from Eric Cordero 4 on Twitter. I put the tweet in the video. You can see it there. Got a PS4 Pro, got Last of Us Remastered and the Uncharted collection. And I wanted to do a video talking about my initial reaction, my impressions of the system and the user interface and the things like that, considering I haven't used a PlayStation product basically since 2004 or 2005. I wanted to give kind of my initial reaction. So I grabbed some recording stuff, which my first time using, so maybe it didn't come out very well. But hopefully it did. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video from an Xbox perspective of trying to play the PlayStation 4 for the very first time. Alright guys, so here we are. We're looking at the PlayStation user interface. This is, I was recording this today when I was screwing around on it, and I kind of wanted to give my impressions on it. Now, forgive me if it looks bad or if there's no sound. I downloaded this software that captures footage, which I just found out about today on the PC. So hopefully I can do more Xbox, PlayStation stuff, direct capture. Now, the way I did it was I basically streamed the PS4 using remote play to my PC, and I was just kind of screwing around with the menus, and there's Last of Us Remastered. One of the absolute reasons I've wanted to play a PS4 so bad was for this game. I've been jealous that I have never been able to play Last of Us, but now we have this... And it, coming into the user interface on the PS4 Pro, it is very interesting because as an Xbox user, I basically know where everything is right away on the Xbox. I literally know the system and what it offers like the back of my hand, essentially. Like, you mentioned, like, hey, where's this? I could tell you instantly because I've used it so much, and I've used it so much the last 4 years, and obviously since 2005, like, I know the Xbox like the back of my hand. So this is basically my first time looking at the user interface and trying to interact with the PlayStation. And obviously things are different. Like, Xbox has all that notification stuff and your friends and your parties that slide out to the left. And while PlayStation, at least the notification seems to be up on top, and here I am looking at my friends. This is my boy Omega D's. Man, 244 games, Omega, that is quite a bit. I actually kind of like this layout. The layout of the person and what they're playing and stuff, I think is actually better than what it looks like on Xbox. I'm not really a fan of how the profiles are hidden on Xbox. They've kind of taken a step back in that area. So I kind of like that dedicated page there for your friends and stuff like that. And it is interesting to go into now playing and seeing all the games that your friends are playing, because, on Xbox you kind of had to scroll through and look at your friends list to see what they were doing. But yeah, I put out, the tweet last night. I was like, hey, I got a PlayStation 4. Add me, and my... I'm going to have it included if you want to add me on PlayStation 4. My ID is Rand_L_Thor19. There was many variations taken of that. I couldn't believe it. Randall Thor 19 was taken. My Twitter, username was taken. There was so many variations taken of my name that was the one I found. And of course, I'm just kind of screwing around, getting used to the controller. The system is actually smaller than I originally thought, to be honest with you. The PS4 Pro isn't that much bigger than the Xbox One S. The one thing, though, I did notice about it was that it is definitely a lot louder. Especially when playing a game, you can definitely hear it like starting up. I don't know if it's because I have Last of Us on a disc or whatever, but it is definitely way louder than my Xbox One S, which isn't that big of a deal because I usually game with headsets, and I think I do have a headset that would work with the PS4. But I loaded up Last of Us because this is the game I wanted a PlayStation 4. I've heard so many good things about this Naughty Dog masterpiece that I figure I'd load it up and maybe check out the options for the PS4 Pro. I didn't get to play this last night. My friends dragged me off into Friday the 13th on Xbox One, which I'll have a video about that up here really soon. But apparently, like when I was looking through the stuff and I was talking to my buddy Omega about the options on PS4, the only ones I could really find were the lock at 30 frames per second and enable HDR. So I guess if you keep the lock at 30 frames per second off, it'll be in 4K, and if you obviously unlock it, it'll display at 1080p. But man, I cannot wait to play this game and have a review out there for you guys. Ooh, look, I got a friend request right there. And also it has, if you hold the controller, the button, it'll bring up the side guide, which is very similar to how it works on Xbox. Doesn't seem to be as many options there on Xbox, because Xbox, it's almost like the entire guide. So yeah, it's a little learning experience for me trying to use this user interface. I mean, it's like a completely different world than I know, but I like it. I like the clean look. I'm trying to get used to it, but the one thing I will say that is going to be extremely hard for me to get used to is the controller. Now, I'm not a fan of the PlayStation controller. I never have been. And while I can tell immediately that the DS4 is way better than the DS3, I'm used to what I consider controller perfection, the Elite controller and the Xbox controller. So I've been so used to, with the asymmetrical joysticks and stuff like that, that I find it weird to put my thumbs next to each other. I got, big hands, so that is just weird. And the triggers themselves on the controllers, they feel weird too. They feel really, really weird too. So it's gonna take some time getting used to. I've noticed myself when I want to hit the D-pad and things like that, or I want to hit the D-pad, but I accidentally hit the analog stick, because obviously my mind goes to the D-pad is where the left analog stick is on the PlayStation 4 controller. It's just obviously going to take time getting used to. So I kind of went here in the PlayStation Store. I was looking around and I was like, hey, order 1886. Everybody says it's an easy platinum. And I was like, no thanks, not for $20. Right? God of War 3 Remastered, a game I want to play. The last God of War game I played was God of War 2. Got to play the third one before God of War, the new one, comes out. So I was kind of browsing through the store. I like the layout. It seems to be a little bit cleaner than the Xboxes, but then again, I know where everything on Xbox is. I like the back of my hand. So it's going to take time for me to get used to the layout of the store and things like that. Obviously, I don't have PS Plus. I don't think it's worth it for me. I'm not really looking for free games and stuff like that. I own 600 games on Xbox One. I'm not really even looking to play multiplayer on the PlayStation 4. I've heard a lot about What Remains of Edith Finch. I think I might at some point bite the bullet and buy this game on PlayStation, because who knows if it ever come to Xbox. But that is a game that I've heard so much about that is right up my alley, and I'll probably play at some point. Hopefully the no audio here doesn't bug you guys, because this is my first time using this software, and I wasn't exactly sure of the proper way to use it, but I wanted to get a video out, and I wanted to show it. I didn't want to do a still image, me talking about the UI, without you guys being able to see the user interface. And I really, really dig the animated backgrounds. I think that's really cool. I like how it animates and shifts and stuff, because on the Xbox, it's such a static image. I wish they added animated stuff. And this here is this section here. What's new? It seems to be like the community section on Xbox, where it shows people's achievements and screenshots and things like that. So that's cool. That there's a tab like that on Xbox, a dedicated tab like that on the Xbox. So I am accustomed to seeing things like that. But obviously this. It's great. I'm enjoying the user interface. I'm not as thrown off by it. Obviously, I don't know where everything is, so that's kind of throwing me for a loop. I have to look around for it. But other than that, Silva playing Thomas was alone? Really? What are you doing, Silva? But other than that, I like the layout. It's like a new world for me to explore, which is very intriguing coming from a world that I know everything about, being the Xbox. I downloaded Share Factory because I'm going to do reviews of PlayStation games. Definitely look forward to a review of Last of Us Remastered, the Uncharted collection, Uncharted 4. Like any game I basically play, I am going to review on PlayStation, or I'm going to play. I basically review or talk about any game I play, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation. I'm just adding PlayStation to my repertoire. Look at that theme. I like that. I know there's themes you can buy and stuff like that, but animated themes is something that Xbox should grab because I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, currently really enjoying the PS4. Can't wait to play Last of Us. I'm getting used to the user interface. I think the interface is kind of cool. The store layout's the store layout's interesting. It's a little bit different than Xbox's. It's gonna take me some time getting used to. The one thing I'll say is that the controller, man, I got to get used to the controller. It's really bothering me right now, but I'll get used to it. I'll break it in. There you go. You can add me on PlayStation if you want. About me, the man with the million, of course. That'll go wherever I go. So I woke up, I had like 116 friend requests. If you guys want to add me, go right ahead. I'm looking forward to playing a lot of PlayStation games, playing, all those great exclusives I've heard so much about the last 6-7 years or whatever. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more content, and I will see everybody later.